How's it going, everyone? I'm Slav-in-a-tor-ski, and welcome to the channel. For my new viewers, welcome, and returning viewers, thank you for stopping by and supporting me. I always appreciate seeing you guys here. Alright, so, I know you knew this video was coming. Now that we have the GX4 review done, well, the tabletop review, I wanted to go ahead and do a comparison, but I figure I'm going to save some time, and I'm just going to put all of these in one video. So, we have the G2C, G3C, G3C TORO, and GX4. I figured I'd toss all of these in one. I know this is a different category than those, but there are some people out there who would probably want to see how this looks compared to those. So I figured I'd go ahead and make this video, show what these all look like together, what you get in the box. So if people are looking for a good conceal carry option from Taurus, here's their most readily available options at the moment, and from newest to oldest. So G2C, G3C, G3C TORO, GX4. And I figured this would probably be a little helpful for some people. Some people probably think this is redundant. But I don't know, I think it helps to what I look for when I'm trying to price something, or if I want to see something, decide if I want to buy it. I want to see things next to each other. I want to see what they look like in people's hands. I want to get up close with them. That's actually the whole reason I started doing these videos, is I didn't see many of those videos on YouTube. So I just think, all right, I'll do it myself. And it seems like a lot of people appreciate it. So hopefully you guys like this video. It's shameless plug time, and then once we come back to that, we'll start off with our usual comparison series. I'm going to try to cut it short. If you want to see extra on any one of these individually, I do have their own individual reviews on the channel. So go ahead and search those out. You can find them, and that will help you out if you want to see more detailed look at each one. So, let's go ahead and do that shameless plug, and we'll be right back. If you're interested in learning more about the channel, you can follow me at Twitch, where I drop my gaming content and stream regularly, Instagram, to find out more about me personally and what I do in my day-to-day life, Twitter, where I'm usually posting links from the Share with Friends option from Classics contests, and Facebook as another outlet to share the content that I'm dropping regularly. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and enable all notifications to see the most current content dropping. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to use digital media editing magic to go ahead and show you what comes in these boxes. I'm not going to worry about the papers and stuff like that. You just want to know what items actually pertain to, like the GX4, G3C TORO, G3C, G2C. Whew, mouthful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap my fingers, and they're going to be unloaded and all right on here for you to see. Ready? Here we go. Alright, so here we are. So from top left to bottom right, this is the G2C, G3C, G3C TORO, and GX4. So you have all of them right here, so you can kind of see them side by side and what comes in the packaging with them. So biggest things to note, G2C comes with 2 mags, G3C and G3C TORO come with 3 mags, GX4 comes with 2 mags, a second back strap, as well as the little mini GX4, which is also the key to disassemble it. So let's go ahead and take a close look. So this is their OG. This is the G2C, and as you can see, if you haven't looked at one of my previous videos, I upgraded the sight on it to the Tandem Cross TX22 sight. It is compatible with the G2C. So that's that. For the G3C, there we go. This is the standard G3C. This is their upgraded model from the G2C. A few extra features. You get an idea of what you're looking at there. This is the G3C TORO, which in my opinion has a little bit better of a trigger than the G3C. And biggest difference is it has that optics cut on it. So you get that there. And this is the GX4. So you see the big differences there. Obviously it's much smaller than the other two, but I figured side by side you can really see just how the difference is when they're close to each other like this. Let's look at the magazines. Now the biggest thing to note here, all the magazines for the G2C, G3C, G3C TORO are all interchangeable. All of these magazines will work with all 3 of these. So I'm just going to pull out one of these to show the difference. GX4, everything else 11 rounds, 12 rounds. So you lose one with the GX4, gain one here. These are also a little bit bigger. You see the difference in size here, how it's a little bit more funneled. They both have those little grooves for the sand. It's always nice. This only has 2 cutouts. This has multiple cutouts, counting all the way to 11. I really like this. That helps a lot. I am a big sucker for magazine cutouts. The more you have, the better. So I do like that. So very, very nice. And these are, if you didn't see that, these are Mechgar magazines. I have this zoomed out a little bit in order to better see this. Let me see if it'll focus. It's not going to focus because I had to actually zoom the camera back to catch all of these. But this is a Mechgar magazine. All right, unfocus for a second. There we go. There we go. Mechgar, made in Italy. These are made in Brazil. These are Taurus magazines. You see my fingerprints all over everything. But there you go. You get to see biggest differences there, what you get in all the packages. I'm not worried about the books, paperwork, and all of that for this one. If you want to see what those are and all the little extras, like I didn't include the optics plate out here. That's actually in the box. Check out the G3C TORO video to see all the optics plates. But this gives you an idea here. So next portion of the video, we're just going to go ahead and cut straight to weighing these so you can see what the options are. I am not going to put any rounds in the magazines because, again, look at their own individual ones if you want to see that. But you'll get an idea of the weight difference. So I'll be right back. All right, again, I don't think I like this mount. I don't think I'm going to use it for many further videos. You see if I barely nudge it, how the screen wiggles? I don't like that. And I can't adjust it and grab it because it's one of those like cable tube mounts that I have mounted to something over here. I know I'm whining about my camera operation, but I think I'm going to replace that. So heads up, that shake will be non-existent going forward. All right, so what I did is I just scooted everything off to the sides. Here's the G2C, G3C TORO, G3C GX4. We're just going to weigh them. So a regular magazine for everything else, 2.7. So that was from the G2C, G3C TORO. It's actually a little lighter. That's interesting. It must be that there is a mild difference. G2C doesn't have that cut right there. It's interesting that there is a little bit of a difference. GX4 magazines weigh 1.9. So the magazines, see, I bumped the camera, sorry. So these are 2.6, these are 1.9. So if you carry extra mags of this, it is going to be lighter for the GX4. G2C weight is 1 pound, 2.8 ounces. So that's for the G2C. G3C, 1 pound, 3.2 ounces. And I know I'm going fast, but I'm trying to respect your time. G3C TORO, 1 pound, 3.4 ounces. So they get a little bit heavier with each one. And GX4, 1 pound, 0.6 ounces. So this is by far the lightest. So you're going to be losing 2.6 ounces over these. So very interesting. It is a fair amount lighter. So not bad at all. And of course the magazines are lighter. So GX4 is going to be best if you're wanting to conceal carry or anything like that. Pocket carry, it's a little big for that, but some people can make it work. Cargo pants maybe. Cargo shorts, some board shorts, things like that. But it is lighter, so there's less chance of pantsing yourself carrying this than the other ones. It is a few ounces, and every ounce counts. So, yeah, that's it for the weighing video. I just wanted to race through it. It feels weird when I race through it like that, like I'm missing something. But again, if you want to see what these weigh with fully loaded magazines and so on, check out their own individual reviews. And we'll turn that off. All right. Alright, so we're going to try out the trigger on all 4 of these and kind of show what we're looking at. I'm going to do 1 pull on my Lyman gauge for each one. If you want to see an average, check out their individual reviews. As always, I know I keep harping on that. But in lieu of saving your time, I'm just going to do 1 trigger pull for each one. Okay? Alright, so we're going to start G2C and move our way up to the GX4. So let's turn this sucker on. There we go, and ready. Alright, so G2C is first. We've already charged all of these. So you're looking at 4 pounds and 3.2 ounces. For the G3C, we are looking at... I didn't hit ready. That's my fault. I'm very professional if you can't tell. Alright, let's clear that. Ready. 2 pounds, 13.8 ounces. I hit ready this time. Then we have, for the G3C TORO, 3 pounds, 1.8 ounces. And for the GX4, we have much heavier trigger at 7 pound, 9 ounces. Again, I took averages on all of these in their own individual reviews. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and search the channel for those and you will be able to see them. This is a much heavier trigger, but also there's no manual safety, but the trigger feels better even though it's heavier. I know that doesn't make any sense, but the biggest difference, all of these have dual strike capability on their triggers. So even though, I just pulled the trigger on this, you can do it again. It's a double action, single action trigger on the G3C G3C TORO. So if you get a dud, a light primer strike, you can try it again with another striker or another firing pin strike onto the primer to see if you can ignite it. You lose that function with the GX4, but you do get a nicer trigger in my opinion. So yeah, I like that trigger, but kind of gives you an idea what you're looking at and the differences between them there. Alright, so now I want to go over the features here. We're going to start G2C, make our way down just like we have been doing. They're all pretty much similar, G2C being the biggest difference. I'm going to highlight the differences. If you want to see all the details, again, individual reviews. You do not have front slide serrations on the G2C. Instead, you have this little indent. All of the G series, or G2 and 3 series, have a front pick rail. Let's see, reversible magazine. This one does have adjustable sights on it, so you can adjust them to go left and right, up and down, windage and elevation. All of these ones have the manual safety, but these are plastic sights, so they can be damaged if you drop them. Also, this one has a loaded chamber indicator on here, which the other ones do not. It's an older thing, so I think they got rid of it for the others, but biggest difference is there. Also, the frame is a little bit different right in here, and the trigger is a little bit different on this model from the others. Remember that shape. Here, actually, I'll just go ahead and show you. G3C is on top. See how that trigger looks different? So that, I'm going to leave these facing that way to show I've already went over them. So for my own organizational needs, that is a good transition to the G3C. You now have front slide serrations, which are super grippy. Big difference. These sights are now metal, but this one is no longer adjustable for elevation. It is just drift adjustable. No longer 3 dots. It is now serrated, blacked out on the back. You notice the frame is a little bit of a different shape there. Interesting. Let's see, other differences. Trigger, that is a little different. So you can see it's a different trigger blade mechanism. It's a much better trigger in my opinion. I like it better. The grip panels are shaped a little differently, so you get better coverage. There is a plug or a little cutout in the bottom of the G3C moving forward. Those are some of the biggest features here that have changed. Not too much more. It's now a just a port to look into to see if that chamber is loaded. The Toro is that with an optics cut. So that's the biggest difference really, and the trigger is a little bit better, I think. But that's really all the differences in the Toro. GX4, you have the front serrations, back serrations. Now, I will say this, these are not as deep. I have actually had my finger slip on these a little. They're pretty slick, but just keep that in mind when you're doing it. Get a good firm grip and your finger won't slip. There is no manual safety on these models yet. They probably will add one. It is a different frame. You'll see that you have grips here. You now have a back plate that you can change out to a new one. Different magazines, different hole shape. Here you do have a little thing for your finger, except this one is now textured. You have metal sights. They're pretty much the same as on here. Metal, so that's good. You have the port to look into for a loaded chamber. You do have just a single action trigger. It's no longer double and single action. You see that there? Not a little bit different shape on the trigger guard. It's kind of squared. I am worried that that might catch if you're carrying this, but maybe not because it is kind of rounded off. I do like the look of squared off things though, so yeah, it's look versus function. We'll see. Magazine release is a little bit different. Magazine release is reversible on every one of these models. Back plate is now flat, looks more like a Glock, whereas previous models it was rounded off. I like that it has the Taurus logo on there. Yeah, those are the biggest differences, and I bumped the camera again, sorry, of all of these here. So you kind of have an idea what you're looking forward to. I think this is just their base model they're starting with. My hypothesis is that you're going to get a GX4 Toro with the optics cut. They might make a model that has the front pick rail. I do believe they will do that. They might even make a longer model or a bigger model in the grip so you can have more magazine capacity. I feel like this is just the base that they're starting with to see if people like it and if they want to do more work. But I can almost guarantee one of the next models is going to be the GX4 Toro with the optics cut. Possibly they're going to add a pick rail, and I feel like they are going to add a manual safety onto these. Possibly, we'll see, but that's my hypothesis. We will see going forward. Alright, so this portion of the video, I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm holding it by hand. My hands are not the steadiest in the world. Works great for full auto fire, not so great for single fire, but bear with me on this. I wanted to show these laying down so you can see them side by side. Let me put the camera down, there we go. So G2C, G3C, G3C TORO, GX4, I'm going to follow that same pattern going forward. So you see just how they all look, weighed next to each other, barrels pointing at you. Alright, let's go up. And I took a knee for that, so I had to stand up. You look at them down, you see that the GX4 is shorter. It's a little bit more of a slimmer frame. So you get an idea of that size there. Alright, and now you'll see here G2C on the bottom, GX4 on the top. You can tell which is the Toro and not in there. So this is the slides. I figured this is the easiest way, just rest them on each other. So you see how they're rounded off until you get to the GX4. That one is not. These are not perfect. Keep that in mind, I couldn't get them to lay like this perfect. But the GX4 is quite a bit thinner, and it is shorter. So again, look at it from the front, look at it from the back. You kind of get an idea of what you're seeing with those kind of stacked on top of each other. Alright, and here all I wanted to do was just kind of do a quick overpass so you guys can kind of see them laying on their sides. You get an idea of the whole lineup right there. Oops, there we go. Alright, that is pretty much everything, I believe. So we've went over the features, the weight, the trigger pull, the takedown. That is one thing I did not go over. It is identical for all three of these. A little bit different on this one. They are all super easy. This one you do need a tool to twist this. I don't like that you need a tool, but I mean, it's basically a flathead screwdriver. It's fine, or a knife, possibly a coin that's small enough to fit in there, or the baby GX4, which just so happens to fit in perfectly. So really not that bad. If I was to weigh in, all right. So as usual, I haven't actually been making an opinion on these, have I? If I've wanted one over the other, they're all really good. If you're wanting for concealed carry, GX4 is best because it's smallest. If you want a little bit bigger with the most features, G3C. I think the other two are kind of obsolete at this point, but this G2C is the cheapest by far. So let's say you wanted to buy several and kind of place them in different locations and stage them in case something happens. Well, you can save some money and just buy a bunch of those. But it's not that big of a difference in price, so you shouldn't be too bad. And they do just get more expensive as you go up the line here. But yeah, so far, I mean, I really like the GX4 so far. I think it's really nice. It's really dirty, but it's really nice. Pretty cool feature. This has the most features on it for the G3C Toro. I can't wait to see what Taurus drops next. The GX4 is really cool in my opinion. I think you guys should check it out if you haven't had a chance to. Check all of these out if you haven't already. Videos are on the channel if you want to see more in depth on any of them, but just figured I'd kind of give you up close, personal, take a look at them real neat, and just see the differences. Thought it might be cool. Hopefully you liked it too. Alright, so I want to thank everyone that stopped by to watch the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to toss those comments and thoughts in the comment section. Which is your favorite out of these? What is your opinion on them? Do you hate them? Do you like them? I've been getting a lot of good, positive feedback on all of these, honestly, in the comment section. People really seem to like them. Let me know what you think on the GX4, especially since it's brand new. Everybody seems to like these. They're affordable. I've actually had a lot of people tell me that they've had great experiences with tech support, so that's awesome. Tech support. You can tell I do that in my job. Warranties and their customer support department. There we go. Corrected that. Good save. All right. But yeah, let me know about all your experiences there down in the comments section. But I hope everyone out there stay safe. Keep your family safe. Don't give up on your goals. Keep pushing forward on those. It's never too hard to get your goals done. You can anything that you put your mind to, you can really do accomplish it. And by say, I know that's a very overused quote, but when I say put your mind to it, that means actually put your mind to it. Mind, heart, body, push forward, get it done. Dedicate yourself to completing it. Give yourself a completion date. And be strict with yourself. If you miss the completion date, punish yourself and reward yourself when you hit it. So let's say you miss a completion date of something you wanted to do. Punish yourself by really cracking down and just getting it done. If you're in college, for example, and you just flunked the test, see if you can do a retake and then cram like crazy, do the retake, get a better grade, move forward, and learn from it going forward too. So cram, study better, change your studying tactics. If it's projects you're working on, figure out what you messed up, add extra steps to the project, remove some if they're not helpful. Always set reminders. That helps me a lot. Do checklists if you need to make sure you hit every little thing so you don't miss something. I'm bad about missing things. Anyone that's been watching this channel knows I can miss things. I don't set checklists. I've been starting to do it a little bit better now that I've built a habit. So because I don't set checklists, I now do checklists to make sure I don't miss things. It helps. It's helped at work, it's helped at home, and on the channel as well. So just do what you got to do to get your stuff done. Get good grades if you're in college or school, wherever you're at. To get good promotions at work. To get good reviews at work with your items. If you're selling a product, get good reviews. Make sure you don't miss things. Do what you got to do to improve, be the best you can be, and move forward. Alrighty? Alright. I know it helps me. So everybody, remember, keep active, stay strong, and I'll talk to you again in the next video. I hope you like this one, and we'll see you then.